So guys and girls, welcome back to another video. Now today I'm going to be reviewing the 2016 13-inch MacBook Pro. Now me being me, I thought it was going to be a good idea to go ahead and purchase this for video editing, photo editing and consuming media. But is it actually good for those things? Well, let's find out in today's video. Alright guys, let's get started. Starting it off strong, I want to talk about this build. In fact, the build quality alone is fantastic. It is beautifully manufactured and the metal finish just makes it that much more premium. The whole body doesn't feel flimsy at all and I have no worries about it breaking. Oh, and also you can lift open the screen with just one hand, which is something other laptops can't actually do, so the build quality is great. Alright, let's talk ports. I honestly hate how for $1,500 you're only getting 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports and also 1 headphone port. Now if you do opt for the touch bar version, you will kindly be given 4 of them. However, you're still going to have to transition to the new use of the ports. However, with that being said, I do commend Apple for their bold move, because now in a few years down the road, we will actually be using USB-C on the daily and it will become normal for everyone else. Obviously dongles aren't ideal, especially because now it's an additional thing to carry on. However, now we just have to basically get used to it, and I was actually surprised with the transfer speeds. When I did import a bunch of 4K files onto my MacBook, it transferred them really quickly, so that's actually a plus and it might actually save some time in the long run. So maybe the use of Thunderbolt 3 ports wasn't actually a bad idea in the first place. What I do love about the 2016 MacBook Pro is the keyboard. It's pretty much the same on both the 13-inch and 15-inch, and it doesn't actually take that long to get used to. I don't know how to describe the typing experience, but all I can say is most people will love it after a week or so of use. The keys don't have that mushy feel like the 12-inch MacBook, and they actually feel like a normal keyboard. Alright, let's discuss the trackpad. It is insanely big for no apparent reason, but I have actually grown to like it. Despite its insane size, it's actually quite nice to work with, and I took advantage of its size in Photoshop, as you can pretty much drag from corner to corner without taking your finger off to move it. The gestures work even better with this trackpad, and also I haven't actually run into any problems like other people have where they accidentally trigger the right click, and that's because I actually use my hand slightly raised on the trackpad, so basically I'm lucky. So this new trackpad and also keyboard is something you either love or hate. It pretty much sums up the whole laptop. The display is super crisp and the colors are extremely vibrant and accurate, which is key for pro users. The brightness of this is impressive, and even outside I don't find myself maxing it out, so there should be no problems there. The speakers are actually spot on and they are literally perfect. In fact, they're kind of better than some of the Bluetooth speakers which I have tested in the past, which is even crazy to think of. I don't know what they did, but they actually nailed it, so kudos to you, Apple. Now here's what I don't get. Okay fine, thank you Apple for this really thin laptop, but I would have happily had a much thicker laptop with a bigger battery, because the battery, like, oh my days, it's just so bad. In terms of battery life, it is mediocre with around 6 to 7 hours of light usage, which is basically me writing articles and also browsing the web. And that's pretty much it. Then when I watched Netflix, when I was watching Narcos, it actually went down by 25% per hour. And even for Photoshop, literally it just makes the battery decline so fast, so you will need to be plugging this in if you want to do any professional work like video editing, photo editing. So yeah, that's my only complaint. Oh, and also if you do get the touch bar version, expect the battery to be even worse. But I don't want to leave it on that note, because this laptop is insanely good. Editing 4K on Final Cut was a breeze. It was so quick and super responsive. Even though the battery life was a disappointment, it makes up for it because it charges really fast, and also how great it is. Like even the baseline will handle Photoshop, video editing, and it's even great for like light usage and stuff. It just is up to you as to whether you want to spend $1,500 or even more if you do go for the touch bar. But what I will say is, from what I have heard, is the touch bar is basically a fad after a few weeks. It's not worth paying the extra money just for a little strip, because at the moment a lot of like the programs aren't actually fully developed for it. So final verdict is that it's a solid laptop and will handle pretty much anything that you throw at it. However, with that being said, most of you will be better off with a better spec Windows laptop, but if a Mac is something that you do want and you can justify spending $1,500 or more, then go for it, because it will handle video editing, photo editing, and is great for light usage. So with that being said, that wraps it up for today's video. Anyway guys, that wraps it up for today's video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a massive thumbs up. Let's try and hit 200 likes on today's video, and why not subscribe to the channel if you are new. Now with that being said, comment down below #yogamat if you watch this far into the video, and also why not add me on Snapchat right here and follow me on all my social media in the description below. With that being said, I'm Hamza from Super Extreme Video, and I'll talk to you lot in the next one. Latest lads, bye.
been thinking a lot about you lately.